Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everyone.
Hello, it's working?
Hello, George. Hello, Linda. Good seeing you again.
Hi, David. How are you?
Fabulous. How was your event? Your pitch coaching for small business owners?
It's been postponed till next year, so I'll let you know about it.
Okay, please let me know. Yes. So good seeing you again. Martin is back here, Chris as well. A lot of familiar faces. It's actually time for me to shut up, Anna, isn't it? And for you to take the rein and to tell me what to do. So I'm going to do that now.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a really good evening or day or morning, depending on where you are in the world. So on that, I'd love you guys to just pop into the chat, who you are, where you're from, and if you have registered to pitch tonight, just let our admin team know. Who should we message to let them know, guys? Kyle?
They can message me, cwmartz.
Great. So if you are here and you are pitching, I hope you're feeling excited with a little bit of anticipation, and please do message Kyle. So yes, while we are waiting, please also put in the chat who you are, where you're from, and what you do. We would love to hear from you guys. My name is Anna Osherov. I will be your MC for this evening. I am in the space of marketing and technology and really aid small business owners on their mission for visibility and progress. We do this with two companies, one that helps businesses to build their brand reputation revenue by leveraging social, digital, and events, and also with Flint, which is our tech platform, which supports those same people by automating the process of social and email campaigns. So that is who I am, and you guys are in safe hands. But before I get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land I stand on here today, the Wurundjeri Woi Wurrung people. I pay respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of today. So I'd like to begin by really starting with the primary mission of Silicon Beach. It's really to empower founders. As such, our vision is to create an environment where founders can feel supported, educated, and empowered to fulfill their startup vision and values. And we're in particular excited about founders, startups, and ideas in support of the United Nations Sustainability Goals, or the GSD goals. And tonight is all about providing a platform for founders and startup owners to feel supported, comfortable, open, and connected. That is the ethos that we are all here under. Now, just for a little bit of housekeeping, please note that we are recording the pitch tonight. Please look after your own muting of audio so that there are no extra noises. So if you are not speaking, please do make sure that you hit that mute button. And if you are speaking and pitching, please make sure that you unmute yourselves in order to enable us all to hear your great pitches. We do encourage you to chat and communicate with each other. Make sure that you provide feedback, encouragement for the pitches, and make sure that you do this all in the chat. And finally, before we get started, I would love to get a photo of everybody here. So if you are here and you have your camera off, I'd encourage you just for a little while to turn your camera on and smile so that we can take a lovely picture and account for all the beautiful faces here. Matt, Miguel, Sean, Luke, love to see your faces. Hi. All right. David, would you like to do the honors and take a screenshot for us? David's on mute as well, but he can't wait to do it, right?
I'm muted, so you can't hear my excitement. You can only see it. I had my fingers already on the button for hours. One,
right.
2, 3, smile, happy faces, please. And I forgot which is the right button to press. Okay, that did not work. Now I'm confused. Is it control free? Is it?
I'll do it.
Do it. It's not working for me anymore.
All right. 1, 2, 3, smile. Got it. Thanks, guys. We'll be sure to be sharing that. I would like to actually invite David to acknowledge our community sponsors, partners, and the actual Silicon Beach community members. These are the people that really help to make this organization run by supporting all the activities that we do for our community. So David, make sure you are unmuted and we'd love to hear from you tonight.
I am. Thank you so much, Anna. I do not have to press buttons. That makes it easier. So less things that can go wrong. Yeah, big welcome again from me as well. Closing 2023 is coming to an end rapidly, and we had a lot of exciting startups already pitching all year long. We're very excited for another 7 to 8 pitches tonight. We have a lot of repeating startups joining us tonight, or repeating founders of a new startup, which is also very exciting. And I've just discovered today that we have a whole bunch new volunteers supporting us, like Kyle as well, and Anna is our second time, Anna, that you am seeing.
There is.
And the wonderful thing about this community is that we are not just for founders, we are also from founders. So Anna, Kyle, myself, we are all startup founders ourselves. And so we really can understand the challenges and the troubles and the waves our founders go through on their journey. And we know that nothing of this would be possible without a strong team and strong support from our community members and our sponsors. And today I'm very excited to announce that we have a brand new sponsor. We have Barath here on the judging panel, and Barath is the founder of Applemate. And Applemate is an amazing digital agency that is has built over, sorry, I read that because I do not have that in my head yet. With over a decade experience, 100 plus clients, and nothing but 5-star online reviews, Applemate is the partner of choice for founders across Australia wanting to bring their app or SaaS business ideas to the market. From prototype design and MVP development to marketing and fundraising support, we help startup founders get success faster and safer. Applemate's mission is it to make app entrepreneurship accessible to anyone with an idea and to see Australian founders thrive in a global tech startup scene. And Barath brought a whole bunch of services and great support for startups into the community, and we couldn't be happier to have Barath, Oscar, and Applemate with us. So thank you so much for joining the community, Barath. Really, I love having you on board.
Thanks, David. Pleasure. Really excited about being part of this and supporting the founders that are here.
Awesome. We will hear more about you, Applemate, and the Germinate, your program as well in a bit. In the meantime, we also have, as I mentioned, Anna with us. She's running her own startup called Flint, tech startup. So if you need help with advertising, social media advertising, reach out to Anna, and many more of our community members, which I will not call out today, all of them, but you can see them on our website. I think we're running a little bit late and I'm talking too long already. So I hand back to Anna and let's get the party started, Anna.
Yay! Woo! I feel like even those emojis are like, woo. All right. Well, now it's actually my great pleasure to introduce our judges for tonight. Our judges and the prizes they have up for grabs. So today we have 2 of the founders of Applemate here. So we've got Barath Krishnamurthy. He is the CEO of Applemate. Please excuse if I did not get your name correct. So Barath is the founder and CEO of applemate.com.au and also is the co-founder of a few tech startups. Barath has spent the last 10 years working with 100 plus startup founders and enterprise leaders in innovating and disruptive projects. He has hands-on experience with everything from validation to design, development, launch, fundraising, and marketing of startups, especially the app and SaaS-based startups. So welcome, Barath. Yay, Barath.
Thank you.
To join Barath tonight, we also have Oscar Jones. Oscar has over 35 years experience in helping owners and founders work smarter, get more results, raise capital, and exit. In his previous life, he has worked in both large and small companies as management consultant and also as a licensed business broker. He leads the Germinate program at Appomate, coaching founders on how to successfully raise funds and exit their business. Now, who doesn't want to know how to do that, right? Tonight, the Appomate team have a great prize to give away. They are giving away a Germinate seed funding program, which basically covers a variety of topics on both seed funding and includes story and pitch, revenue model and business plan, capital raising and identifying capital sources, and much, much more to get you guys ready for that seed fundraising. So these are the guys from Appomate. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. Our second judge is David Hauser. He is the founder of Think Innovation. David joined the Silicon Beach team, or actually just took on Silicon Beach after a successful 10-year career in the machine tool industry, where he led interdisciplinary teams to solve complex manufacturing problems for customers like Mercedes, Bosch, Airbus, Samsung, and many more. David is the founder of Think Innovation, an agency for design thinking, human-centered design and innovation strategies. Think Innovation consults and coaches customers from startups, SMEs to universities like Monash University and RMIT on creating innovative customer experiences. And tonight, David is going to give away a 45 minutes of coaching and mentoring and a free spot on the pitch deck review masterclass, as well as an Ideas Spy prize. So publication on Ideas Spies, which is Australia's #1 ideas sharing platform. Welcome, David. Yay. And our third and final judge for this evening is Daniel Lancefield. He is the manager of the Victorian Cleantech Cluster, or the VCC. Daniel is the manager of the VCC, the peak industry network for clean technology companies. The role of the VCC is to connect industry, government, research and finance to drive the commercialisation and uptake of clean energies right here in Victoria. He has also worked in sport and the arts, primarily within government relations and business development roles. And today, Daniel is giving away a 12-month membership to the VCC. So they are our judges, and I hope the guys who are pitching you are excited. Now, the agenda for tonight's proceeding. So the format of pitching and of the stars of tonight, our pitches. Each pitcher will have 90 seconds and we will be timing you. So 90 seconds to pitch. And there will be a sound bell to let you know that you have hit the 90-second mark and to wind up your pitch. Please do stick to your times. You will get a chance to add everything else during the feedback time after you pitch, and you will be provided with feedback from all of our judging panel. So after each pitch, our judges will have 5 minutes to ask questions and provide feedback to our pitchers. And again, we will be timing this. And then after all the registered pitches have concluded, if there is time, I may open the floor for impromptu pitches. So if anybody feels a bit excited or leans towards wanting to pitch, please do message me directly in the chat, your name and the business, and I will get you on if that is possible. All right. So without any further ado, I'm going to give it a bit of drum roll. Don't know if you can hear that. Zoom might have muted that, but we are going to introduce one of our first pitches. Actually, we have an announcement. So we've got Daniel. Daniel would actually like to have a quick say. So Daniel, the floor is open for you.
Cool, thank you. Hi everyone. As you've already heard, I'm Daniel from the Victorian Cleantech Cluster. Amongst other things, we run industry networking events throughout the year, and our next major event is planned for the 8th of December. It's going to be a clean economy summit here in Melbourne. So if you're in Melbourne and you're interested in how the clean economy is being developed here in Melbourne in particular, and Victoria and Australia more broadly, and the role that Melbourne and Victorian-based companies have in developing a global clean economy. There'll be some information probably coming out next week. So check on the VCC website, and you can jump onto our LinkedIn, just Victorian Cleantech Cluster, and there'll be plenty of information up there as well. So I'm not sure whether, some of you have a clean technology, climate technology sort of focused within your companies, but even if you don't and you're still interested in seeing what's going on in the world of clean technology, then come along, and great to meet you in person.
And Daniel, did you already put your email address or website into the chat? If not, please do.
I haven't. I'll do that now.
Awesome. Thank you.
And Daniel, I'm sorry. I believe I called you David. I was reading messages from David. It's like, So yes, thank you so much, Daniel. So yes, if you guys are interested to learn more about clean tech, please reach out and get connected. Okay, so now comes the most exciting part of this evening, where we introduce our pitchers. Our very first pitcher is George Lipinski from CGP. George, please unmute yourself, and we'd love to hear your pitch.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. So let me know when you're ready to start the clock.
We are ready whenever you are ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, start. So I don't know how many of you have been to Southeast Asia. Maybe you can put the hands up or not. To Thailand. I don't know if anyone tried to pay with a phone without having a Thai bank account. So what we design, it's a simple application which allow you to go to Thailand, to go to Vietnam, leave your plastic card at home, all of the cards, leave your cash at home, AUD in this case, and go to Thailand only with your smartphone and pay everywhere you can and save the money by doing so. So that's what we're doing. That's our product. And I finish my pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was
Well
fun.
done.
You have another 40 seconds.
All right. So now it is time for our judges to provide some feedback. Who would like to go first?
I go.
David, I think you're speaking. You're on mute.
Yeah, more than feedback, I was gonna say I've been to Southeast Asia, but I don't know what the problem is with payment there. So I think you can take your time to explain the problem as well, instead of assuming that people would know what the problem is. So if you want to explain what the problem
so very quickly.
is. Yeah.
So right now, all people in Thailand and Vietnam, they pay with their phones, and tourists cannot pay with their phones. So it's a very big problem when you try to buy food and your card is not accepted and cash not accepted. So we want people to pay with their phones. That's it. So convenience, costs, and security. But it's very good. Thanks for that. I forgot to add that.
Great. Anything else, Barath, Oscar?
Yeah. How do you make money?
For the first time, we don't make money. We are not interested in making money. We're building highly valuable asset, and the business is built to be sold. However, of course, to answer your question, every business has to make money. We will make 1 to 2% on the on the every transaction that we make, right? And that's it. So we're not focusing on money. It's similar like some other businesses.
So you are you part of the payment system?
No. So what we do, we come up with a very unique solution, which right now does not exist in Thailand. So again, it's a very tricky one. But if you come to Thailand, you cannot use QR codes, and including homeless people, everyone using QR codes, and people using plastic cards or cash. So we will be the first company which allow people to use QR codes and use your phones.
Yes, no, I understand that. But how do you physically pay? I mean, it's all very well saying you use your phone, but it needs to transfer back into something that I've got in
So,
terms of a bank
I
account
got it.
or something or
So
other.
we're using Thai prompt pay Thai existing infrastructure. So
Right.
we are very cheeky. We're getting Thai people to pay for us. So when you go to Thailand yourself, Oscar, you can pretty much take the QR code, send to the cloud, to the server, and Thai people will pick it up and pay for you.
Okay.
Have you encountered any sort of international, or I suppose specifically in Thailand, any banking or finance regulations that might cause you some hassles?
Yes.
Obviously, if
Yes, we did. We can go. It's up to 5 years in jail, but we don't care. We raise our funding and building the product as we speak, and I think it's just fun. So we just want to solve the problem. Again, when you go to Thailand, it's not fun to pay with cards and cash. It's horrible experience to pay with cards and cash.
are you based in Thailand?
Yes, I just got back yesterday.
Okay.
So I've been living in Thailand. I have 2 offices, one in Melbourne, one in Thailand,
Right.
in Chiang Mai.
Well, hopefully you don't get put in jail.
Hopefully, we see.
So you've actually raised some funds for it?
Yes, we did.
And what help can we provide to you, George? What's your
I think
ask?
number one, when we are live, I would love all of you to download the application. And when you go to Thailand, just please use our application. So, and when we will be growing, we would like you to be part of our journey. So that's it. I just want to connect with the other fellow founders.
You're in the right place for that. Now, I don't know what's the percentage of people on this call today that will be traveling to Thailand anytime soon, but your service is very limited to Thailand at the moment. Is that correct?
Correct. Only Thailand. Vietnam comes next, but from Thailand, before pandemic 2019, 800,000 Aussie travel there every year. So globally is 22 million people. Bangkok is the highest visited city. So again, if you have any Thai friends, or you will see that in Southeast Asia, QR codes are everything. People are obsessed with QR codes. In China, same. You can't actually function without QR codes. There are Alipay, Plus, and WeChat. So Australia is behind, but as I say, even homeless people have a QR code signs. So I hope so you can just go to travel with no cash. Imagine how cool would that be? Just go without your wallet, just with your phone. And that's how I've been living in Thailand, because I use my Thai friend's bank account. So I'm traveling anyway. 90 seconds. Okay, thank you guys.
I think that QR code thing, when you pitch to people that are not living in that world and are not used to it, you have to explain that a little bit more as well. But we're getting to the next picture. Thank you, George.
All right. Thank you so much for that, George. That was very, very insightful. I hope you're enjoying your life in Thailand. All right. Our next picture is Martin Thompson from Oncoparse. Please give your hands up for Martin. Martin, please unmute yourself and share with us.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I'm Martin, the founder of Oncoparse. We're working on cracking the code for the early diagnosis of pancreatic cancer and harnessing that data for effective treatment monitoring. So what we're focused on right now, our immediate vision, is early detection of the disease. So the disease is only picked up when the symptoms occur. A non-invasive early detection will definitely improve outcome. You can imagine personalized monitoring. We can monitor the effectiveness of a treatment and give feedback on those therapies, and empowering treatment frontiers. So informing clinical studies will open up the treatment landscape for this disease. So ultimately what we want to do is transform pancreatic cancer into a manageable condition, giving patients a prolonged quality life, the reduced costs and expanded treatment options. So why now? What gives us an advantage? Why hasn't it been done before? So we have the opportunity to get access to samples from a biobank study. We're going to include AI with new nanopore technology. Most of it has been based on NGS in the past. And the government has put a lot of money into pancreatic cancer treatment clinical studies at this point in time. There's a $370 million problem in Australia we are looking to address. So our solution, like I said, is based on nanopore technology. It uses a simple liquid biopsy, and from there we can call the variants of pancreatic cancer just from the blood. So we're looking for people to join us. We're looking for angels. We're looking for people involved with labs, and just anybody who wants to be a part of this fight against pancreatic cancer. Thanks very much.
Thank you. All right, judges, who would like to start the feedback? Go, Daniel.
Yeah, I love the concept. Really, yeah, it's an absolutely essential thing. Are you working with any universities or research institutions to develop the technology, or partnering with any of them?
Informally, yes, but we plan on doing this privately. We have access to a co-working lab space in Melbourne that we're going to work out of.
Have you explored a potential partnership with the Digital Health CRC, the Cooperative Research Centre?
Yes, I think the next CRC opens up early next year. So we will probably apply to that, yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Daniel. Who'd like to go next? Oscar, you're unmuted.
So Martin, yeah, great idea, great thing. Where are you at? Have you got any understanding yet of the sort of accuracy of the testing process?
Yeah, so I've got a chief clinical advisor. He's a passionate clinician who's going to get us access to the samples. I'm working with a couple of scientists. There's a strong background for these 4 biomarkers. If we can pick up these 4 biomarkers, that will give them a 99% certainty that this patient has metastatic pancreatic cancer. Using nanopore technology, it has been proven out in a couple of research papers in Academy done with nanopore. It's been done extensively, ctDNA, on NGS platforms, but this new nanopore technology is where we're focused, and it has been demonstrated a few times that it can be done.
And do you need to go through TGA, get their approval?
Ultimately, at the end of the day, that is where we want to end up. I have been informed that there is an alternative pathway, at least in the US. We don't need to get FDA approval. We can get a different kind of early approval that will allow us to sell the test commercially in the US without getting the FDA approval. We can also supply our product to clinical studies as an investigational product as well.
Right. And finally, what's your path to market in terms of both distribution and how you're going to make any money out of it?
Yeah, so we would rely on sort of early adopters in Australia. So, for instance, working with the Ebworth, we would rely on them taking up this product in the early instance. I've spoken to a few oncology departments. They're all keen on this. So it would be adopted in the early stages by a few major hospitals in the country on a subscription model. We're looking at about $250 per test, which is very cost effective and very competitive. Yes. And in America, it would be a distribution model with one of the major partners there, convincing the insurance companies that this is worth it.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks.
David?
Barath, you go.
No, I had similar questions that Oscar covered, but I'm interested to know. Great idea, by the way. Very, very interested in what you're doing. Where are you in terms of funding? You know, have you done any seed fundraising so far? Like, what are you looking for next in terms of funding and business plans?
Yeah, so I joined the Antler program, which I'm still currently a part of. I'm sort of on an extended agreement with them, looking for a co-founder. I have a few people who are interested, but I would definitely love connections. If anyone knows a talented bioinformatician, I'd really dearly love to speak to them. They might be very interested in this. So there is the Antler funding pathway, which I think is good because that gives us a VC on our books and access to AWS credits, and we need that AWS platform because we're going to run this on Amazon Web Services. But any further angels, I have a network of angels who the plan is once we fill the round with Antler, to invite them to invest in Safe Notes, an additional Safe Note round into the company as well.
Right.
Right. I might be able to introduce you to someone. So if you I'll share my email with you. If you email me, I might be able to connect you with someone that might be helpful.
Amazing. David, 30 seconds. Got a question or feedback?
No, all good, Martin. Thank you for coming back.
Sorry, I just cut out there for about 10 seconds. I'm sorry. I didn't get to hear what Barath said.
Barath will introduce you to potential investors.
That'd be great. Let's connect. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, David.
What a note to cut out on.
What a note. The most important bit you missed. Lucky we're having your back.
Thanks very much.
I'm out. You answered all the questions already. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you, Martin.
Thanks.
Fabulous. Thanks again, Martin. All right. So our next pitcher is Linda Kim from Spazii. Linda, please unmute yourself and share with us.
Hi, everyone. What does a cafe resonate with you? The third place, ambience, the watering hole for human beings to connect and socialize. But whenever you have a late afternoon meeting, have you ever gone around at cafes asking, are you still open? On average, cafes in Australia close around 2-3 p.m. But why so early? First, they open early. Second, the labor cost is increasing. And finally, the operating cost is increasing. In fact, according to the ATO, for a middle-of-the-road cafe turning over 500K a year leaves the owner with 50K to pay off loans, taxes, and then finally take home something themselves. This indicates that cafes are struggling. And that's where Spazii.com kicks in, helping cafes to increase capacity through utilizing underutilized resources, kitchen, staff, and space. Spazii, meaning space or room in Italian, is a marketplace connecting vendors such as cafes and restaurants with customers seeking short-term space hire for one-off, recurring, or monthly usage. Calendly-like booking system with a mutual reviewing system, payment and lease agreement, all handled through the platform, will give peace of mind and free of hassle for both vendors and customers. Platform will later empower customers at the cafes to diversify their business into the catering industry to service those hiring space or the locals who trust their brand. We'll also introduce co-working space concepts from WeWork or Regis to secure fixed income for cafes. Through the platform, increase in motivation, industry structure, overall demand can be achieved, and thus achieving marketing development. And the platform will be ready by February next year, so stay tuned.
Yay! Well done. All right. Yeah, perfect. So, judges, who would like to jump on in? Barath.
Yeah, great pitch. I think you made the most use of the 90 seconds. Yeah, I heard you cover a few important things around the problem, what you're trying to do. So it's very, very informative. It's a good example of how much you can actually cover in 90 seconds. Yeah, well done. You mentioned about like few reasons of why. I have a couple of questions. The first thing is you covered few reasons of why cafes close early.
Mm-hmm.
How you actually, like, is that just from your assumption or what kind of validation have you
based on the research?
Yeah, so go into that a little bit, like how much validation you have done around what's the real reason why they close early. And then the second question was how you looked at the competition, because I know a few people were trying to do this in the past. Mm-hmm. So what competition are you aware of and how are you positioning yourself against them?
Mm-hmm. So first, based on talking to cafe owners and also based on the research, they can't just open the cafes until 5 based on their probability. Having the staff there and having the chef there until 5 and only one customer coming in between 2 and 5, it's too much risk. So they would rather close the cafe early and save money. So it's all got to do with money, because the cafe owner is struggling with the operating of the overall business. But at the moment, even though it seems as though so many customers come in and out, but if you actually come to the reality, based on whatever the research that Australian Taxation Office has given, that's the fact. And I've been talking to so many cafes. I've actually drove all the way down to Picnic Point, which took me more than an hour. She is struggling. She's saying there are certain time slots where she can't even see a customer walking in. And it's a psychological thing. If there isn't a customer inside, other passerbys they would actually go somewhere else. It's like a psychological thing. If there is one customer sitting there, you just feel like walking in, and you also enjoy, you know, cafe at that cafe rather than going somewhere else. So that's based on our research, and also both on qualitative and quantitative research. And in terms of competitors, we've done our thorough research. There are many template-based venue hiring platforms out there, but none of them. So some focus on community halls, some focus on expensive luxury boardrooms, hotel function rooms. They're all after money, but whatever we do is all about community. And we looked around and looked at the cafes. Nobody is actually tackling cafe space hiring concept. So it's a niche. So at the moment, no one is actually zooming in and focusing on that sector to really help cafes utilize underutilized resources. It's not that we're asking cafes to come up with new resources, existing resources, but help them increase capacity. And also through that, they will improve efficiency. And overall, the market standard can be increased by supporting those local small cafes, not those big giants like Starbucks or coffee clubs. You know, they've got the marketing, they've got everything set up, but small businesses, they just don't have the know-hows. But that's what we really want to help with.
Do you have any cafes that have signed up already?
Yeah, so the platform is on its way. So I'm constantly talking with cafes. They're fascinated with the concept, and they really, some actually, one owner told me he thought of this concept, but obviously he hasn't got the resources to do it himself. So he really loved the concept because he's got the space out there, but they don't actually think of it as a unique selling proposition. They only think of it as, you know, it's just there. Same with the customers. Customers perceive it as just a space, but not seeing it as a unique selling proposition, because that has never been marketed as a competitive advantage. So they're now seeing the concept in a different way as an opportunity.
David?
Yeah, interesting. You know, Linda, my first catch up with the original gangsters from Silicon Beach when I joined the community in 2016 or 17 was in one of those cafes. There was a guy from Melbourne who implemented that business model, co-working in cafes, and that was in Docklands. So I would be interested in your validation and what your insights are, why it is going to work now, where those folks pre-COVID actually did struggle with getting it going. So that would be really interesting to see.
Did you hear the news about WeWork filing for bankruptcy yesterday?
No.
So even those big giants are filing for bankruptcy post-COVID because of the working from home trend. The new trend set, it's now a norm. But people feel more comfortable and more motivated in that ambience, that cafe setting. That's why we're all drawn to that cafe setting, you know, to be more stimulated. And that's psychologically, our brain seems to stimulate more in that bit of noise and that ambience setting. So what we want to do is WeWork concept is already there, but they're struggling. And think of the cafe, and the trend is now, trend set nowadays is helping local small businesses. So that concept can really work because the millennials and Generation Z, they're really there to support local businesses, and matching that concept of support local with bringing the concept of WeWork and Regis into local area, that can be another set as another new trend.
Linda.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much. I can tell you're so passionate about this. Really, really looking forward to seeing how this works and grows. Would love to hear more about it. All right. Thank you so much. Our next person pitching is Chris Martz, and he is from CollageWrangler. Chris, please unmute yourself and share with us who you are, what you do.
Okay. Am I there? Oh yeah, there I am. Okay. Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm from CollageWrangler, and CollageWrangler is a software tool that we've developed to address a multi-billion 35 million employee problem that's prevalent in business today. And that problem, and you'll all probably be familiar with it, is the vast amount of data that you have to deal with now, data that you need to understand in order to run your business and make decisions, but data that's now coming from so many different sources and so many different formats that it's really very difficult to do or impossible to do if you don't have the right skills. With CollageWrangler, we enable non-technical people to deal with their data and bring it into the format that they need to bring it into to make their decisions simply by using a point-and-click interface that's highly intuitive. And they don't have to worry about bringing in either consultants or purchasing high-cost software in order to do it. We're a fully developed MVP. We've demoed our product to over 100 people varying in skills from the highest level down to no skills whatsoever, from companies that are large enterprises down to small companies. And what we found is that we have something of great value. The reason why we're here tonight is because we're looking for help. We're looking for help to go to our next stage, which is to go to the marketplace. And to do this, we're looking for funds so that we can set up a marketing plan and a pilot program. Thank you.
Yay, well done. Thank you so much. All right, David, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, why do we not start with me? I don't know. Chris, good seeing you again. My answer to your problem would be everyone should have a Chris, like the way you help Silicon Beach. But who is your target customer size-wise? Because I come from engineering background. We have certain requirements there. So we work with product data management systems. We work with electronic resource planning systems. But I guess companies, are you connecting with those, or is it a different target audience?
So as I mentioned, we've worked with people from all different sizes. From your background, one of the people we worked with was General Motors in their engine division, who were having trouble bringing their data together from their bill of materials and comparing it with their purchases logs. And on the other end, we've worked with people who have started plant shops, and they're working with Shopify and Square and Xero and a variety of different transaction processors who need to pull their data together, and they can't do it, and they're not technical at all. And from both of these ends, we find that we're filling a gap, we're filling a need. So that's the spectrum we're dealing with. We're trying to drill down on this now, do our product market fit, and focus on industries to get our foot into the door. Right now, we think that that's going to be either charities or NGOs. Because they have a whole lot of data to deal with, but they don't have a whole lot of technical staff to work with.
Okay, cool. Nice twist. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Daniel, Oscar, Barath. Daniel.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at your further through your website. So you got a lot of videos on here that talk about various things. Can you sort of maybe walk through very briefly one of the case studies?
Sure. So we'll take the case study of, let's say, staffing. So you have a resource file that tells people who work for you and have a certain capability. And then you have a contracts file that says who your customer is and what industry they might be in. And then you have a contracts file that's going to tell you who worked on what contracts for which companies. And what you need to do is you've gotten a consulting company and you've gotten a gig with a bank. and they're going to say to you, I need people who've worked in the finance industry. They have to have these certain skills, and they have to be available to start on this particular date in order to do the project. Spread across 3 different files, people will try and go at it with something like Excel, or they'll go through it something with some other tool they might have, and it will take them hours to do what we can do in minutes, which is just very simply to click on the 3 files and say, I want everybody in the finance industry who can do Oracle or Java or whatever and is available by such and such a date. Literally, it takes a minute to do. We've timed it, and you get your answer that quickly. Does that answer your question?
Thanks, Daniel. Barath, Oscar.
Chris, I don't know whether this will help or not. This sounds similar in a sort of conceptual way to a client I was dealing with, who was trying to do a similar sort of thing, but very much in the risk space for financial institutions. And I just wanted to bring this up because we learned a number of things from that. They weren't all that successful because they had 3 main things go wrong. The first one is they managed to land a huge contract, $500,000 US per year. And they thought that was the answer to everything. It wasn't. It was the end of the company. That business was so dominant and wanted so many things that they spent all of their time and effort trying to satisfy them and had nothing left over to do general marketing. So that's sort of one of the things to avoid in this space is don't go after a big single client because they'll swallow you up and be very, very difficult. The second thing is they were so much, they pitched themselves as being able to do nearly anything. And that was a real problem as well. And I feel there's a little bit of that in your pitch. I'd have liked to have seen something much, much more focused, a real niche problem, and say, we're going to solve this. We're going to market to this. We're going to get 10 or 15 companies on board doing this. Then you can start to broaden out and get into other areas, because without that laser focus, we found that these guys were trying to solve all sorts of problems. They were trying to deal with too many different types of companies, too many things. And the third element was that because it was general, they hadn't got their story right. And again, I feel there might be a little bit of that with you. I'd love to see you come up with a pitch that sort of went, if you're in this area, this is what you struggle with day in, day out, day in, day out, right? We've got the answer. This is how we do it. And here's where our traction is. A little bit more along that structure, which is a little bit different to the more traditional way that you pitch something, because I feel that, although I don't understand it all that much, I feel that you're probably onto something that's really good, but trying to structure it so that you have a successful business plan is quite different from being able to solve the problem there. So that was just my experience with a company that was similar in many ways to you, going after enterprise type solutions, all that sort of stuff. So don't know whether that helps, but there's certainly 2 or 3 stories I would make sure you avoid.
Thanks for that, Oscar.
Great insights. Thank you so much. And thank you, Chris. Our next person to pitch is Will Khan from Wampa Snowboards. Will, could you please unmute yourself, turn your camera on and share?
Sure, thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. My name is Will Khan, and I'm excited to talk to you about Starfire Snowboards, the first battery-powered snowboard to be commercialized on a big scale. We all know the global electrification of vehicles has occurred in the automotive industry. The same advancements have also happened in the recreation vehicles. Surfboards, bikes, scooters, skateboards have all gone through a transformation, which we can see anywhere throughout the city. However, the snowboard manufacturers have not yet implemented this technology in a meaningful way. In other words, The market for battery-powered snowboards is still wide open. Star-Fired Snowboards is a startup with a goal to disrupt the industry by introducing battery technology on a massive scale. I'm looking for intern mechanical engineers, industrial designers to join our team to help build a proof of concept. And in addition, I am campaigning to raise $100,000 as part of pre-seed funding. I already have 2 investor groups that have asked to see a working concept, which will take the business to the next level. My background is in electronics engineering and I have direct high-tech product development experience for many, many years. As well, I've had the unique experience in making a commercially battery-powered surfboard as a director of technology. I have contacts in China and the US to secure critical components and technical expertise. Snow-powered vehicles, the snowmobile market is expected to grow by $300 million by 2028, and the snowboard market is expected to follow suit. Whoever can come up with the first battery-powered snowboard on a wide scale will win and lead the industry. With help with the right people, I will make this business happen now. Thank you.
Yay. Well done, Will. All right, judges. Daniel, why don't you go first?
I really like the idea. I just wonder, how does it actually work? Have you got a working prototype, and have you put it on snow and the mechanics of it?
Yeah, no, I have 2 mechanical engineers working with me, so we have a proof of concept that's in the garage. So we've got 4 motors that come to like 6 kilowatts of power. It's sort of like a traction type device. And in theory, it could go under no load 45 kilometers an hour. So picture on the website, there is one image of a concept of the snowboard. And that's one iteration of it. But just imagine motors turning kind of like a traction-like device, like a snowmobile, underneath your back foot, and that's your propulsion. And the types of tread on the track will propel the snowboard forward in different types of snow.
Is that
powered by lithium batteries?
Yeah. Have you done much market research as to whether this is something that would be of potentially high demand?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the investors in Canada is a snowboard freak, and he loves the idea. I've talked to 12 boards in Richmond, in Melbourne, and he's keen to sell it. He says I could definitely sell this. And myself, born and raised in Canada, there's a big hole for this type of device. So people who do skiing and snowboarding right now have to go to the mountains. It can easily be a 4 or 6 hour drive to get there in a big, heavy SUV. This product will open snowboarding to anywhere near there's a snowy path or a farmer's field or anything. So it's quite a game changer. There's 7 million people who do snowboarding every year in the US alone. And it's all a big hassle to always get to the mountains and very expensive.
Cool.
Oscar.
Are there any other type of powered snowboards around?
There are some, if you go on YouTube, but they're basically people who do stuff in their garage. They don't work very well. They actually work like crap. And there's other type devices that are not really a snowboard. They're kind of like a snow tractor kind of thing, and it weighs 70 kilograms. So, but there's nothing like this, and definitely nothing on a commercial level. And so this is the one product that hasn't been developed yet, and no one's cracked the code. I intend to be the first guy.
Okay. And so, sorry, I just didn't quite understand. How much will it cost to get you to your first prototype?
So basically, I'm on a campaign to raise $100,000 to get a proof of concept, and the investor group I'm talking with, they understand of that the next phase is going to be next milestone is to get a commercially refined product that's market ready, and I've gone through them the cost of doing so, and they're on board. So the next phase is they just want to see a proof of concept that works. Yeah, I've got 2 groups of investors, one in Melbourne and one in Calgary, Canada.
Okay.
Right. David, Barath?
Okay, well, thanks for the pitch. How heavy will your snowboard be?
I'm aiming for roughly about 20 kilograms.
Okay. Sorry, I'm zigzagging here.
No, please go for it. Go for it.
I'm zigzagging here. You said the market size 300 billion or something like that, or what was?
Yeah. So in terms of revenue and things like that. So we anticipate after 3 years of production to be pulling in maybe $20 million per year. And that's based on my experience in a similar industry of electric surfboards, which I was definitely involved with the technology, as well as the market information on the current snowboard industry and extrapolating that information. And by the way, the electric surfboard industry, that company I worked for just got bought out to a big giant American company, a multi-billion-dollar company. And the rumor, I don't know exactly, the rumor is that it got sold between $100 and $200 million, and it just happened a few months ago. So that's just exciting news in this new battery-powered snowboard industry world.
That's cool. And I just have to take one more second because I have to apologize to Will. He asked me if he can go first as a pitcher, and I forgot to convey that information to the team. Will, I'm very sorry. It's all my fault. I will.
I'm glad my kids have behaved. That's fine.
The next copy is on me. Thank you.
Thanks, Will. I'm an avid snowboarder, and that sounds really exciting. So thank you so much for that great idea. Not sure how I'd feel about carrying 20 kilos around, but
the electric surfboard is around 26 kilos, and it is a massive, big, ugly, huge thing. And I could carry that, and even people who aren't very big can carry it. And still, the surfboards were selling so much. There was a month waiting line, so people were dying to get their hands on it. So a 26 kilogram giant behemoth surfboard, that was not an issue. And this is going to be smaller. Snowboard's compact, 1.5 meters long. So the 20 kilogram will be much easier to put on your back and carry out.
Yeah. Great. Thanks so much, Will.
Check out the website.
You can pop that into the chat. I think we are up to our last pitch for the evening. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Statish Hrit from Sparkcraft. Satish, please unmute yourself and share with us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, can you hear me first?
You can.
Okay, so let me start my timer, and here we go. I'll start. Did you know 26% of people rank their energy bills among the top 3 stressful expense? Did you also know 70% of people for electricity comes from fossil fuel generators? Australia is the leading world in rooftop solar, and yet consumers continue to grapple with elevated energy bills. The contributing factors are escalating energy costs, with peak rate shifting to evening and night, and solar feed-in tariffs dropping significantly. The existing battery choices are expensive and carry higher initial cost and do not offer an appealing ROI, return on investment. At Sparkcraft, we want to solve this. So we have come up with a solution to have a smaller, smarter, self-installable energy storage system offering an affordable entry price point. Our PicoGrid distributed energy storage unit can be used within households and businesses. This facilitates cost-effective energy storage and utilization. Consumers can easily install these units without requiring services of electrician. Our PicoGrid units have compelling ROI in comparison with Tesla's Powerball and other household batteries, which is around 15 to 17 years. At this stage, we are bootstrapping, and now we are raising a pre-seed funding round, and we look for any references and support from this group. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, over to the judges.
Okay.
Oscar?
Yeah, okay. Great, great little pitch. So Am I getting the story right? Is it a battery storage that you've got?
Yes, it's a plug and play battery storage.
Yeah. So you're effectively going to plug it in. It'll charge up, and then you can use connections on that battery to then run things at a later stage to do a time shift of your
no, even simpler than that. So you plug into your wall socket, it will charge when you have lower energy cost, and it will discharge the energy into your home grid. You don't have to unplug or plug in any devices into it. It will do this time shifting for you. So it's kind of pretty much you go and install in your wall socket, leave it there forever. It will work. And if you want to expand, just bring in more of these units and just plug into your wall socket. So it is smart. It will manage the grid, and it will create a microgrid within the house.
So where does it get that data from? Do you have to have a smart meter that it can plug into and read?
Yeah, very good question. So if a household has a solar panel and solar inverter, it collects the data from the solar inverter. If not, it will talk to the AMIO portals to understand what's the grid density in terms of renewable. It will take the data, and we have algorithms also to detect what kind of electricity it is generated and what's the density of renewables. Algorithm that we are trying to work on, and it will determine what's the renewable factor in it.
And I guess two quick questions then. Does it use lithium? Is it going to explode in the house?
A very good question. This is the question that everyone fear. Yeah, so we are going with the safest battery chemistry. It's called lithium iron phosphate batteries, which have greater working temperatures and no fire exposure, or like in terms of safety, it's quite higher.
And do you need ESAA approval to plug it in?
Very good question. Yeah, yes. If it's in Australia, we need a lot of regulation to be passed, and that's what we're working on.
Right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Oscar. Daniel, David, Barath?
With this sort of energy arbitrage, do you have any cost modeling? I guess you're looking at residential use, so what's the expected cost saving or potential?
Yes, so again, not every household or businesses have the same energy usage patterns. Say for a typical house, the energy consumption is peak during the mornings and the evenings between 5 to 9 p.m. That's where the peak energy costs are applied. So if people are using at like 50 cents or 60 cents per kilowatt hour on a daily basis, they're going to save around $2 to $3, which equates to around $1,000 per year for them. So basically, Tesla Powerwall does solve this problem, but the initial cost is around $16,000 to $17,000, which then has like 16 years ROI for this, which then people are not willing to go with that. We did some research with quite a number of people, asking them, are they interested in such batteries? And people were interested because, one, there's no installation cost. You don't have to have electricians to install. So straight we save 2 to 3 grand there. And then our units are smaller. So if people have lower energy consumption, like say less than 5 kilowatt hour per day, so they have a lower entry point to start using the systems. So we are trying to base within whatever government grants and allocations that rebates that we get, and we'll do it with that.
Right. Barath? You're on mute. Yeah, there we go.
Sounds like a great product, Satish. I'm just curious, where are you with the business at the moment, like in terms of traction and product? Where are you at? And I'm also wondering, with this product, is there plans to have the product work with storing energy from other sources instead of grid? For example, can you use solar energy and store it there? Like, do you have plans in the other direction as well? A couple of questions.
Yeah, so I mean, electricity, we don't differentiate where it's coming from, but we are trying to target to use renewable energies because that's the cheapest form of energy at this stage. So currently we are bootstrapping. So we're trying to raise our first round of pre-seed funding. So we are looking at angel investors and whatnot. And we do have some traction with companies like Coca-Cola and other things, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Asahi. We are talking to them. And there we are looking at energy reduction and carbon reduction for the beverage coolers. So yeah, so we're trying to address this in different angles at this stage.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Satish. So that is everybody for this evening. I'm sorry, we don't have time for any impromptu pitching, but if you are interested, please make sure that you register for our next pitch event, which is next month. Is that correct, David?
It is next month. It is next month. And do we really not have time for Guri to fit him in?
We won't have any time for networking or deliberations.
Guri, then I'm very sorry. We'll find out why you didn't end up in our run sheet, and we will fit you in next time. And which next time is the first Thursday of December, which is the 7th of December. And the registration form is already on our website, siliconbeach.org.au. So Guri, go there and register straight away, and you will be the first to pitch next time.
Sure, I will.
We can't wait to hear it. And in the meantime, please pop your details in the chat, and so that we can connect and get to know a little bit more about you.
Sure. Thank you. I will.
Thank you, Guri. All right, guys. So we are going to have about 15 minutes of networking time. That is being looked after by our amazing team. So please look out for the breakout room invitation and head over. Please make sure that you guys do interact and engage. Share a bit about who you are, what you do, and potentially any problems that you guys might have that your fellow startup founders could support you with. And we will be bringing you back in roughly about 13 minutes so that we can announce some winners. Thanks, guys. Head over to room 1. Now, everybody, welcome back. Waiting for all the others to jump on back in. All right, looks like, is everybody back? Looks like everybody who's going to be coming back is coming back. Oh, we've got a few more.
Have some more. Let's look at the
Will's
participants.
driving. Will, you've got to be careful.
Yeah, he's got his kids as well.
Okay, well.
Okay, I got my eyes on the road. All good.
It's better that he's driving a car and not doing electric snowboards with the kids.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to do electric snowboarding than driving a car. Unless people hit you. You're going not as fast, only 45 kilometers an hour, not like 60 plus. All right. Well, thank you, everybody who has pitched tonight. It is always an absolute pleasure and an honor to hear you sharing your incredible startups. The judges have deliberated, and please remember that for tonight, the judges are choosing the people who will benefit the most from their prizes, not necessarily, the best company or the best pitch. It is really around making sure that you can benefit and bring value they can bring value to you as a startup founder. And so, without further ado, we are going to ask the judges to announce their winners. We're going to start with Barath from ApoMate. Barath, can you please let us know who you think is going to benefit the most from your valuable prizes?
Wonderful. Yeah, so the prize for the 12 weeks Germinate program. So a little bit of background about the program as well. So Oscar and I run this program together. So we've been in the startup space for 10 years myself and 25 years Oscar. So we take founders through a 12-week program where we help them with basically the whole process around seed fundraising, using jobs to be done theory to validate the idea, coming up with the right information memorandum, coming up with the right story to tell, basically the whole process of getting the seed funding. So yeah, we deliberated a lot. So we've decided the winner for today for that is, drumroll, Satish from Sparkcraft.
Yay, Satish!
And I would also like to mention, Linda, I definitely we had a special consideration for what you're trying to do as well. We would like to have a separate Zoom chat with you, and David will connect us. And we would like to have a conversation and see if we could offer some special thing to you within the program and see if we can help you.
Yay! Fabulous. All right. Congratulations to you both. Okay. So our next judge to give away a prize is Daniel. Daniel, can you please share with us who you have chosen?
Yep. So again, we've got a 12-month membership to the Victorian Cleantech Cluster. And the thing, there's two really good pitches, two really interesting and innovative ideas. So we'd love to welcome Will from Wampa Snowboards and again Statish. It's a great idea. So we'd love to welcome Sparkcraft as well to VCC for the next 12 months, and hopefully we can add some value to your new ideas.
Yay! Congratulations, Will and Satish again. All right, and for our final prize giveaway, and David's got 2 prizes to give away, I'm going to hand it over to David.
Thank you, Anna, and thanks again for all the pictures. Please, if you do not win tonight, it is not because you're the worst or your idea is not worth it. We just feel that we can't support you. But you might come back the next time. We will have another set of judges here on the panel, and you might have evolved. And please give it another go, because you never done pitching when you're a startup founder. With that said, I have 2 prizes. One is mentoring and coaching for 45 minutes or up to 2 sessions with me, and I give that to Linda because I'm very excited about the project. I really would love to figure out if where's the magic twist to make this a success, because I liked the idea when it was active here in Melbourne in 2017, 2018, but the cafes were empty even when they were declared to be co-working spaces. So let's see if we can figure out why and how to
thank you.
This.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then the Idea Spice Prize goes to Oncoparse and Martin. Martin, we have to get more eyes on your startup because you're solving probably the most important problem. Lives are in danger directly, and we need to get you the help that you need to make it happen. And your pitch was great as well. So we try to get as much attention for Oncoparse as possible.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah. So this brings us to the end of our time here today. Thank you for all the people who pitched. We all know firsthand how stressful, exciting, and all of the emotional ups and downs that can cause. So congratulations and thank you so much. Thank you to all of our judges. It is so important for everybody who pitches to get that feedback. There's no point in pitching if we can't get that response, and your feedback has been incredible tonight, and I'm sure that's gone a long way to support all of our pitches to pitch even better for next time. Thank you, David and Silicon Beach Australia, for actually having us all here and bringing this incredible opportunity to us. Now, before we go, please remember that our next pitch is on the 7th of December. Even if you pitch tonight, please register to pitch again. There is always an opportunity to grow through pitching and getting feedback. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and please look out for our socials and like them, share them, and make sure that you keep this community growing. David, any final words?
it was lovely as usual. Thank you, Anna. You did run an awesome event. Thank you so much again. And yeah, we're looking forward to see you all again in the 7th of December. And thank you, of course, Appomate, our new sponsor. And we will see much more of Appomate in our social media and about the Germinate program as well over the coming weeks and months. So
I think Barath had something he wanted to share. Barath, final words?
Yeah, we're gonna do the same. Like, yeah, well done on putting this together, guys. I've been part of this a few times in the past. I've come to some pitch nights, but I've always appreciated what David is doing, you know, and the contribution he's doing to the startup community in Melbourne for such a long period of time. So thank you, David, for bringing all this, you know, incredible founders together. And I also, you know, make a mention of Martin. And, you know, Martin, in the conversation, pretty much all the judges felt business-wise, yours got a pretty incredible opportunity in terms of where you can go. So I just wanted to make that special mention, you know, that we all unanimously felt that, you know, your business got good potential.
Thanks, Barath. I really appreciate that. And thanks for reaching out. I'll connect with you on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening. Bye. See you next time.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.